All right. Same drill. Not risking more than 2% on the day. We got the new day opening gap right here. And we're close to an all-time high. So on the 50-minute, I'm gonna grade this all-time high wick. And we can see that price is hanging around this wick right here. So if we zoom in right here, I'll unlock this and then place a quadrant at the top, and this candle's close goes at 353 and 3/4. So 353 and 3/4. There we go. And then I'm gonna put this into octants and then extend it to the right here. That's the business on the 50-minute chart. So far, we got the high at the number one at 3,380, all-time high. And what I'm focusing on right now is these relative equilos from the 830 candle and the 445. So this is where my attention goes to. And we got 26 minutes left until the New York Open, and I'll have my analysis of the first presented fair value gap after 9:30. So far, at 6:05 from yesterday, it felt to reach the middle point, right lower, used the new day opening gap to clear up some sell side, such as the 1201, leaving the 1115 intact. Let's see what New York or London did. London at 3. Market structure shift into this inversion fair value gap, clearing out relative equal lows. And look on the 15-minute into this propulsion block. So I like this one. I'm gonna extend it to the right. Let's see, 650. There's also one inversion fair value gap here. There's a 7 o'clock fair value gap. But I'll leave it at that. We touched the upper quadrant of this discount wick. Upper quadrant of this discount wick. Yeah, discount wick. It's going lower. Still do need the opening gap here. Nothing to do so far until the 9:30 open. We have the all-time high at 3,380, and we have relative equal lows right here. If you look at ES on the 15-minute chart, ES is an all-time high. Look at the Dow. The Dow is still like in the form of a SMT. I still have my 30 minutes on my second monitor and 5 minutes. So let me leave it at 30. I might change this one at 5 for a 5 minute candle and then 15 on my second. Kind of like this a 33 wick here. I grade this one. And then make it so that it stays right here. Price is closing around the middle point. Consequent encroachment. Rallying higher into this order block. And the upper quadrant of this 833 wick. We also have an fair value gap. Fair value gap paired with a propulsion block. Just like this. Targeting short-term highs, relative equal highs here, and another one right here. Upper quadrant of the lower half of this 15-minute wick. So I have 20 minutes until 9:30 open. So far from Wednesday, I am up 1.5%, which is good for the week because 1.5 times 4 for the month is 6%. If you were to have like $1 million account making 1.5%, that would have been 15K. 15K for a week, which is surpassing like what people would be aiming for. 10K for a month. 10K a month. Yeah. Even the 100K, like 1.5% is 1,500 for a week. The fair value gap that I outlined for the London, this inversion fair value gap, it was the 252 BISI, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. Used it in the London session to go lower. And right now it touched the middle point of it, then it's rallying higher. Right now it's like 50-50. I don't see like the point of trading right now, but if we see movement to go lower, the new day opening gap is the target, and we have sell side right here. Depending on if the market is gonna show us a market structure to go lower, such as the 2022 model, taking out a short-term high with the bodies closing under a short-term low after taking the high, and then retracement to this fair value gap, use it as inversion to then go lower. I kind of like this one too. This one is the first presented fair value gap. Well, it's the first fair value gap after 9 o'clock, so I'm gonna leave it in here. I'm gonna include this volume imbalance because. And then gray. In this case, it went up right here. Went up into this 1 minute order block, something that we can anticipate for price to go lower. If we look on the 30-second, I'm gonna leave it back. I'm gonna leave the middle point too, because touch the middle point, as you can see. Order block, and then on the 30-second, if we zoom in, if we use the first candle again, we have this up close candle, and it used the lower half of it to then go lower. I like how the 30-minute candles looking like. I'm gonna put it right here. Look at the 30-minute. It's kind of consolidating cold buzz right here. And right now, you can see that it might just fill up this whole area once more. We still have 14 more minutes until the New York Open. Bodies are way too clean up here. Open, open, close, close, open, open, close. Now we're hanging out right here. The 1 minute, once more, the inversion fair value gap. It touched it. I want to see the bodies close under this short-term low. So we can expect price to do one more retracement into the 250 AM macro, or this inversion fair value gap, targeting relative equal lows here. And first partial at 5 at the new day opening gap of May 29th. touching it once more on the 30-second and 1 minute. It did close. Did it close under this? No. It did close under it. Can remove this now. I like what I see on the 30-second, so I'm gonna put 1. I'll put my stop above the middle point of this orange inversion fair value gap. And I'm going to target the middle point of this wick. Just a short scalp, not even losing that much. This is too aggressive, but I'll put it right here actually. Got the 30-second bearish order block. Put it the color was a breaker of a breaker. And we have a propulsion block, and my stop is right above the propulsion block. I may add one more once it reached this 1 minute inversion. The first fair value gap after 9 o'clock. Is it gonna touch it? Target is the middle point of these relative equal lows. Right, like this. Put quadrants. Right here. It's called event horizon. Right here we still have a volume imbalance. It failed to reach. Bodies are closing under this fair value gap. Six more minutes until 9:30 open. New York open. This is fine. Minus 60. No problem. Okay. Like I said, it was a short scalp. It's not hurting me that much. Still up 1% for the week. And we have a big setup coming up after 9:30. If we bring back the 15-minute wick, it just touched the lower quadrant. I'm gonna look at where we closed yesterday. Closed at 334. 334. I'll be right here. We have this fair value gap, no form of a BISI. And we have the new day opening gap. Yeah, 1 more minute. We're at an all-time high. All right. I'm looking at the 30-second. All-time high. If you look at the regular trading hour, we still have this gap right here. Yes, and then down. It looked like we're going lower. There's still no first positive fair value gap on the 1 minute candle right here. Can remove this so there's less lines. There's this one though on the 30-second. Do one, then the risk 20 off of this. We put the middle point here. You can see the price is closing at the middle point. minus 140. I'm still up 150. Judo swing, perhaps. But the thing is, we're at an all-time high, so judo swing. There's still nothing under 1 minute. Nothing under 1 minute. Let's see here. I like how price is closing under all these candles, so I'm back into this 30-second fair value gap. Stop's gonna be right here. And then we're gonna aim for sell side. Minus 1% so far. The rules that I talked about was no more than 2%. So I got one more chance left until I'm done. This time though, I'm gonna use the 1 minute chart, the 30-second. It's not respecting so far. This one, 5 minute. I'll leave it at 30-second. There's this tiny fair value gap here. On the 30-second. Cracked enough of it perfectly, up 30 points from that point. From this thing right here. I could have. As I was saying, I'm still waiting for the fair value gap on the 1 minute, and it's not showing me yet, so we're just gonna have to wait. But what I'm seeing is on the 1 minute, these 3 down close candle, order block, and then we have the 30-second propulsion block. Thing that I did earlier was a measurement from this lower point after taking LTV colos, and then the highest point here. And you can see where we can take partials at -1, -1.5, 2. Since we're at an all-time high, touch it once again, propulsion block, about to go in the middle point, and it's going higher. So far my 2 loss are off this 30-second. Well, my first loss was off this 1 minute inversion, fair value gap, but I used it once more to go higher. Second loss was off this fair value gap on the 30-second. And stop me out. And I'm still waiting for the 1 minute fair value gap. We got the 950 macro in 9 minutes. It reached the -1 that I outlined. Okay. We're getting multiple down close candle, and they're being respected in an uptrend. Look at ES. ES is looking clean. 930 open. Nasdaq is kind of ugly. touch the propulsion block once again. At that point, it would have been 30 points. 30 points, 40. We're gonna reach the 1.5, 2, minus 2, minus 1.5. Still have the macro in 5 minutes. There's still no first presented fair value gap or first fair value gap after 9:30, so I've seen it appear at 9:40, 9:50. It doesn't have to appear right after 9:30. Like sometimes you just have to wait. Two more minutes until the macro. The reason why I outlined this 1 minute down close candle is because it's also laying on top of a fair value gap on the 30-second. And for the macro, it might use this. I'm looking at the close and open of this if this is a volume imbalance. So 460 and a quarter, and the opening of that is 460 and a half. So this would be a BISI on the 30-second. Laying on top of this order block. Since we're at an all-time high, it finally reached the minus 1.5 from this range. Since we're at an all-time high, people would be trying to sell, pick the top, but I guess we're going to be bullish for this AM session, I believe. From what I'm seeing, like on the 30-second here, use the 1 minute order block and then propulsion block on the 30-second. Went down to fair value gap here on the 30-second, probably higher. Retracement into this propulsion block on the 30-second. It also appears on the 1 minute. Going higher, and then retracement once again at 9:44 into propulsion block. And the macro is in 3 seconds, and we have this order block right here paired with 30-second fair value gap. So let's see how it goes. There's a fair value gap here, but would this considered a first method fair value gap? No. I want to see at least 10 points in the fair value gap to be considered a first method fair value gap. That in mind, the reason why I outlined this order block on the 1 minute and this fair value gap on the 30-second is because if we look on the 5 minute, we have a fair value gap of 14 and a quarter. 14 points and a quarter. So this should be a strong place. Since we reached a -1, then -1.5, next target would be -2 from this price, from the measurement of this price run right here. Look at ES. ES is looking like it wants to go lower. We have this thing right here. Is it going to respect it or use it as a breaker? That was actually more than 10 points. I just didn't see because of how the candles are going back and forth, but there's a volume imbalance for sure. The opening here is 480.5, and the close on the previous candle 4080.25. So this would be our first planetary fair value gap. Boom, boom, boom. Now if we look on the 30-second, we have this down close candle and an uptrend. So I'll use this one. Then my stop is going to be just under this target. Next target would be 30. Let's do 30,567. 67 and 25 right here. Looking at the 30-second, we have this down close candle also. You can do it just a little bit more, and it's also an immediate rebalance, and then boom. Come on, don't be weird. Come on. Okay, 4 contracts in. And finally, risking 1%. Target minus 2.5 of this price run. This is a busy order block, propulsion block, down close candle and an uptrend. And we have this one would be another fair value gap in the form of a busy. Immediate rebalance on the 5-minute. Immediate rebalance. Price is respecting it. 30-second. We have these two down close candle on the 30-second. Price touched it also and rallied higher. If price doesn't close above this 953, it's gonna be problematic. But on the 5-minute, immediate rebalance, focus on the minus 2.5. Correct stop placement would be right here off the first candle of this fair value gap. And I'm gonna do I'm gonna take half here. The wrong one. So I'll stop taking half off here at the lower quadrant of this wick. I don't want to see it close under this non-close candle. Since it closed above that, I'm gonna put it here and see what the middle point of this is. So far the middle point is shading in purple. After price close above it, retracement back into this order block, but the price is closing above the middle point. You can wick through. This is why earlier I said I don't want to see price like close under this because it would be problematic. So far it's so good. We're aiming at the minus 2.5 since we're at an all-time high. If I close my position right here, it'll be back to break even. But I'm gonna just let it ride until my target. It just touched the minus 2. I'll put my stop here. $30 looking great. 30. Let's look at ES. ES is showing wicks. Dow is being a Dow. I'm gonna take half off here. Since we're at the minus 2. Put this one at minus 3 and then have one contract off at minus 2.5. Same thing here. Order block, propulsion block, order block, propulsion block, and order block, propulsion block. So my stop would be under their propulsion block. If it so happens that I close under this, you might seek sell side that I've outlined. People are chasing price going higher and then they're buying, and we're gonna go against those people. Is it going to respect this propulsion block? Looks like it's respecting it. Right here. I got stopped out, which is fine. Let's see. Still up 1%. And let's see if we're going to seek sell side here. The 30-second. The 30-minute, I mean. Could fill this whole candle. Look at ES, same thing. The Dow just took out high. If you measure this. Okay. That's gold. What's going on with gold here? I'm gonna remove this so our eyes are good. First, I think you're ready, yeah. This is way too aggressive. Let's see here. Did close under these, so I'm gonna do one. It's kind of late, shitty ass entry. Risking around. I'll risk 0.5% for this. Reason for that entry. We have this 3 up close candle. 3 up close candle here. I'm gonna put it in orange, put it in red. And then we have a propulsion block right after. Reach the first one to the fair value gap. Cool. And then once I touch it one more, I'm gonna add one more. We're seeing 1%. Let's see it go through it, use it as support then get everyone that was buying right here. Get everyone that was chasing that stuff. You feel me? Look at this. Boom. Immediate rebalance. Okay, we don't want to see it close above this 30-second candle. Well, I don't want to see it. We can do it and go back into the propulsion block, but I don't want to see that. If we look at ES, disrespecting this, I don't like this. But so I have people buying from all of this run. There we go. First penitent fair value gap, then 9 to go higher, so can be used as a support to go lower. Going into the new day opening gap. Touches, I'm gonna add one more. Boom. It's at the top of this propulsion block. If we measure this price run quadrant, retracement above the middle point, which is permissible. If we measure this propulsion block, the high and the low of it, right here, price closed at the lower quadrant. This would be a market maker sell model. We have consolidation, expansion, then the reversal. Even though I lost 0.5% today, and I'm risking 1%, I'm still respecting my rules after all those losses. You can see price respecting the lower quadrant of this propulsion block and then just ripping lower. And 30 open is here. I'm gonna take 3 off of this 3 down close candle. I mean 2. 2 right here. Look on the 15-minute. I'm gonna take 2 off right now actually. Or just do that. Thank you very much. Up 2% so far. Stop at break even. Let it ride. Let it ride to sell side liquidity. What's up? From all of this, I risked 0.5%, even less. And on this big one right here, I risked 1%. So far so good. I could just take this off and be up like 3% for the week instead of 1.5%, but I kind of like how price was consolidating here, and then there's an expansion, and then going lower to see those people that was buying ever since like the Asia session. We still have relative equal lows. Reason why I wanted to take half off was because on the 15-minute it reached the middle point of this fair value gap in the form of a Fissy. I'm gonna leave the quadrant here. I go back up just to clear the people that was chasing this price run. So the first planted fair value gap and this 2 up close candle. So market structure shift. Who knows, I might add one more. Let's do it. Add one more. Add one more off this fair value gap. Boom. And the stop is above the first candle that makes this fair value gap. It's also supporting this order block here. My stop is above the middle point of these 2 up close candle going down. Let's look at this. Reach a middle point and then it's going back. Yes, from that point to that point, 40, 15. Immediate rebalance on the 5-minute. Add one more. Add one more. Market structure shift. I'll just outline it. I'll remove this because there's too many letters. Market structure shift right here. And then retracement into the lower quadrant of this propulsion block. Reaccumulation. Second stage, reaccumulation. And we're going to seek the short-term low here. I might take 2 off of here. 2. Reach the middle point again. I don't like this, but I'll just go down. Like, point. If it goes above this, I'm gonna close half. $30 seconds looking great. I'm gonna close half at the middle point. Boom. Oh, I added. Holy moly. Okay. I'll just remove. There we go. Jesus. My goodness. I made way more than I should have, but we take those. Oh, we take those. Wow. that was so sketchy. And I guess I'll leave my stop at break even and see But it does. I've made like way more than I should have. I'm up like 4% this week. There we go. See, from that range until -2, the bodies are closing under this one. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? That's amazing. That's actually beautiful. Everything is beautiful here. Wow. Everything's beautiful. No one's watching. It's okay though. It's okay. These are the stuff that I can go aggressive on. So I kept adding, and these ones I was risking 2 contracts in one, making sure I don't risk more than like 0.5%. This one was I was risking 1%, and so on. I removed this. I have the new day opening gap here and relative equal lows from this point and this point. This is the middle point. Is it? It's just above the middle point. If we measure this 3 down close candle, I want to see if it closed under the upper quadrant, which it did right here. It's cool. Bam. Boom. Touched it. I'm gonna leave my stop at the top here, so I can get like a pizza, $25. Oh no, I closed above it. I got stopped out here. Failed to close position, whatever. There we go. Alright, that was a great run. Like, what was that run? Like, 100-point run. Pretty good. Pretty good. So far, 4.5% for the week. Being content with enough. We're an all-time high. The 30-minute candle just appeared and it's not looking pretty to go short. You might see another cold bar. That is it for today. It was very clean actually. I liked it. First one, if I got my entry was kind of late. Took a portion, but stopped out. I liked how the body closed on the 32nd actually. I like how it struck the high and then it cleared the short-term lows here. Closed under it and then retracement into these 3 up close candle on the 32nd, which is an order block. On the 1 minute, it's also the same thing, order block at all-time high. And yeah, propulsion block on the 32nd. Put my position at 10:09. Price respecting it right here at 10:12, the lower quadrant, and then rally lower, taking out short-term low here and going back down into the New York Open. That is it. Hope you found something insightful, and I'll catch y'all next